Hello, Bronies and Pegasisters alike. My name is White Off, and I just got back from seeing Rainbow Rocks. I can sum this movie up in one word. Awesome. This is possibly the greatest thing Hasbro has ever freaking put out. I love this movie. It's definitely one that I have to freaking buy on DVD. So this is my first time actually going to a theater with other bronies. I've never done it before. I didn't go watch the original Equestria Girls, because I was just busy all the time, and it didn't show anywhere in any of any of the theaters nearby where I live. So I just stayed away from it, and I went eventually watched it on YouTube. But this one, I had a free day open up, which is today, the 5th, and I went and saw it. At first, it was just me and a few other people in there, and then eventually the bronies started coming in. Grown-ups and with brony shirts and like dressed up as ponies started coming in. They sat down and we watched the movie. I'm gonna go by each one of these characters in the movie, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on it. So first, let's talk about the main six. Twilight is comes in like about a third of the way into the movie, but that's not a problem at all because it's well deserved of how she gets there, and it's actually very clever on how she gets there, and it's amazing because like you expected maybe Twilight, the actual human Twilight, would come and do it with them instead of the equestrian Twilight, but no, the equestrian Twilight does end up coming. Um, Now let's talk about the other characters, because Twilight, she does have some development in this, and it's really interesting. But I'm gonna go through all the main six really quickly. You already know the basic things of each character. I went to go see this with my mother and sister, by the way. My sister is an upcoming um Pegasustar or a Brony. I'm not sure which one she prefers, but my sister has an upcoming one, and so she decided I want to go up and watch this. And it's actually her birthday tomorrow, so this was my birthday present to her, is to take on a little trip to the theater and to watch it. So, um, first one is my sister's favorite, Applejack. Applejack is very well developed in this, and she is definitely one of the best representations ever. Every single line is just right on and it makes sense. And she's very sensible. She's definitely the sensible one of the whole group. Then you have Pinkie Pie, crazy and random as always. And she is just a joy to watch. She's probably my mother's favorite. Then we have Fluttershy, and she of course is shy. And she does have actually really good character development in this story. Then we have my favorite Rarity, and she has some really funny parts in this movie. And then we have Rainbow Dash, and Rainbow Dash is actually seen as kind of unlikable in this movie. And the reason for that is that her competitiveness um gets in the way of their friendship, and that's like a really risky thing. Then we have by far my favorite character on Equestria Girls now, of all time, Sunset Shimmer. This character, like I said, well, I haven't really put up the video yet, but um, I told my friends that I want Sunset Shimmer to be developed in this movie. I want her to have conflict throughout the whole movie until the very end, and they did it perfectly. They did this with style and class, and they made her into one of the most complex characters in this whole movie, and it is amazing to see. Next is the villains. And the villains, I think I found my new favorite My Little Pony villains of all time. These are freaking. These three are awesome. You have Sonata, Aria, and Adagio, my bad. Adagio. And they are amazing. Have I ever. Okay, I love Sonata and Aria, but Adagio's freaking design is so cool. And, you know, and she's even kind of attractive. Like all of them are. They're very attractive villains, and so is Sunset Shimmer. She's very attractive too. But holy crap, these three are very, very pretty, and of course, they're called the Dazzlers, and they actually happen to be sirens. And I'm not really spoiling anything by saying that, but it is awesome. I love him. I love him so much. These are just really good villains because they are actually a threat. Sunset Shimmer in the last one was not really a threat. She was just kind of the typical mean girl. She wasn't really a threat until she turned into the demon. And even then, she wasn't really a threat because they beat her in one fell swoop. The Dazzlers are way different. It takes them a while to actually get past them, and it is pretty awesome. I love the Dazzlers. Their song Battle is probably my favorite one in the whole movie. I love Battle. Now, I'm gonna talk about the background ponies because I know a lot of you are gonna be wanting me to talk about them. So there are a total of four, well, actually five noticeable background ponies in this. There's Bon Bon, of course. Then there's Lyra. There's Octavia. There's Vinyl. There's Darby. And then the sixth one that I forgot is Snowflake. And Snowflake in this one is pretty funny. I like Snowflake a lot. And also, there's a little surprise cameo in Pinkie Pie's house. There's a little surprise cameo. I'm not going to give it away, but it is pretty awesome. Now, Trixie, and I know you're gonna ask, like, what did you think of Trixie in this movie? I thought she was really well done in this movie. Absolutely splendid. I loved her character in this movie. They actually gave her character a point instead of just being a little cameo. As I complained before, Sunset Shimmer should have not been the villain in the first one. It should have been Trixie because it would have made more sense. But nonetheless, they actually do make her into a very, very identifiable character in this movie, and it just brought joy. It just brought tears to my eyes. Anyway, I now, if you guys want to know my opinion on the um flashlight ship, I hate it. I do not like flashlight. Sorry, any flashlight fans out there, but I do not like flashlight. I like Twixie. That's like probably my number one ship, right next to Apple Dash. But yeah, Twixie and Apple Dash, I do not like Flashlight at all. And Flash actually is a very good character in this, but then you start to hate him a bit. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but let's just say he says something that that made him my least favorite character out of this whole movie. Um, and he says it on his own in his own will. It's not the Dazzlers. It's not the Dazzlers influencing him. No, he says it on his own will, and it's pretty hurtful. And I'm not gonna give away what it is. The conflict in this movie is very well done, and it's very believable. Each one of the characters have something bad to say about each other, and it makes sense. They actually do pull out major, character flaws with each of the characters, and it makes sense. And of course, the main six, they each have problems of their own, and each one of them and the main six start having a fight, and well, actually, five of them start having a fight within each other because the band is like breaking up, and it's really enjoyable. Now, if you guys haven't seen this in the theater, um, do not watch it on TV. The reason why I say this is that it really doesn't the TV, okay, watching it on TV, watching it on the freaking Hub network, sorry, that does not do this movie justice. You need to buy this movie on DVD. If you haven't seen it in the theater you aren't free on any days, or it doesn't show where you live, it doesn't show in theaters where you live, I'm sorry, but you gotta buy it. No, no, no waiting for the YouTube version. You buy this because the YouTube version, the people doing the illegal crap, filming the screen in the theater. That's illegal, by the way. Not sure if you guys know that or not, but um, they they do not do it justice. You really need to buy this movie and watch it for yourself. And let me just say, for the first time going into a movie with other bronies, I've never done this before. I haven't gone to any conventions. I really do want to go on conventions. I really do, but unfortunately, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that because I am very busy. Um, but I do hope that I will be eventually someday go to a convention and dress up and all that fun stuff. But I never got to do that until now. I never got to really go around and like meet other bronies. Like, other than Facebook, I really don't have any other place to do that at. And this time, I got to meet some really cool people there, and they all had their brony shirts on. There was two girls that were sitting in front of us that were dressed up as Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, and I thought that was really cool. And it's just that crowd experience. You really need to go and just watch it. If you don't have it in theaters where you live, I'm so sorry. It's such a missed opportunity. Like that sucks. I mean, I really do feel sorry for you because it you would not believe how awesome it is going into a theater and feeling that you belong in that theater because you're a brony and everyone else in there is bronies. We only had about like six little girls, and it was a packed theater. There was only six little girls, and the rest of us were bronies or Pegasus stars, and we were just watching the screen, laughing, clapping whenever we saw something really awesome, and it was just a joy. My recommendation, this is definitely a 10 out of 10 movie. I did not see any problems in this movie whatsoever. None. The villain's great, the character's great, the plot very good actually for a musical, and it was amazing. So, yeah, I I uh I definitely recommend buying this one once it comes on DVD because it is definitely one worth buying. This is White Off, signing out.